Good evening. Thank you guys for coming. Today I was speaking to you about excessive force and police misconduct. What is excessive force? There's not a concrete definition. It can vary depending on your location, and you have to pretty much question the events that are being compared to determine if excessive force has been used. Due to the fact people's perceptions are different, it's pretty much impossible to find an exact definition. Depending on what topic or what definition you want to use, anything excessive is more than necessary. So you could say it's more than the amount of force that's necessary, and that's how you come up with a definition for excessive force. But like I said, depending on where you live, it could be different. Every police department comes up with their own standard, and then it's up to that police department to train their people accordingly. Tennessee versus Garner, it was a court case and it set the standard for when excessive force is necessary. The only two times it should be necessary is when a suspect is trying to escape or when they pose a threat to society or other officers. And this is a video of excessive force. There is no sound to the video, but you can pretty much see what's going on. It's in Pinellas County. And this is actually probably like the third event they've had dealing with excessive force. Someone recently got fired from there for excessive force. And you see it take him into the corner. It's going to kick him in the leg, punch him in the back of the head. And that is completely unacceptable. That was more force than what she needed to get her job done. Rodney King, in 1991, he was severely beaten in front of a set of apartments in Los Angeles County. It started out with a high-speed chase. And once he got out the car, I guess they thought he was charging at them, which he wasn't. He was trying to show that there was no threat. They continued to beat him. And he actually did not get charged. The 4 officers who were responsible, they were acquitted of all charges. And that started a really big riot in Los Angeles. And then you have Mr. Eric Garner. This happened recently. He was put in the chokehold for selling unsacked cigarettes in Staten Island. There were quite a few videos, and one of them is about 7 minutes long. He's yelling that he can't breathe. And the officers pretty much stayed gathered around him. They wouldn't move. And then when EMS got there, they left him on the ground for a while. They were kind of just talking to him. He was not responsive the entire time. He wasn't, you don't see any rise or fall of the chest. He's not moving, he's not blinking or anything. So he was announced dead on the scene. At first they tried to say he died at the hospital, but after the videos hit the internet, they saw that wasn't true. This is a pie chart of pretty much how often this kind of stuff happens. So in light blue, you see 61% of the police, they do not report their fellow officers who they see partake in criminal violations. And then orange is the 79%. They're not satisfied with how the justice system handles the people that they arrest. The 49% in the gray, they feel like the only way they get punished is if they punish them themselves. And then 84%, they witness other officers use more force than necessary. And then this dark blue and the 43%, they admit that it's not always helpful to follow the rules to get their job done. In conclusion, Tennessee versus Garner set a new standard for when excessive force is necessary. There has been a rise in police brutality since 9/11 happened. There is not an actual database that keeps track of how long or how often police are involved in killings of citizens of the United States. But since 9/11, it's an estimated 5,000 people. So pretty much it seems as if we should be more worried about the police and not really the terrorists, because here recently there was a young girl shot, I believe in Detroit, by a stray bullet by a police officer. I think she was like 2 or 3 years old. And then of course on average there are 6.6% of police officers per year who have a complaint filed against them. The highest is for police brutality. And then the second highest is for sexual harassment. Thank you guys for listening to my presentation. I hope you guys have a great night.